public episode of Building an Hour. All right, let me get into my presenter voice.
There we go. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing? Oh my God, nice to see you. No, okay. Yeah, we start? Yeah?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good day and welcome to Building an Hour, the podcast where we create comedic stand-up material in front of your eyes. I'm Mauricio Lombardi, and with me are Colman Hayes and Chris Groves.
Hello.
Hello, guys. Welcome.
Hello.
How does this windy day find you?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know people had realised, but yes. I had a few beans last night.
Oh my God, Chris.
Always start with a dad
Fart
joke.
jokes?
Start with a dad joke, that's what I say.
I didn't realize how
That's Chris.
I didn't realize how crazy it was till like there was the phone beeped. There was like the which I was like, oh, that's a cool system actually. The only problem is it always because it did it another time too. Like in Ireland, we have like a red warning, yellow warning. Was it yellow and orange and red? And it's a way of being like a little bit, okay, it's a bit more, okay, you should really watch out for this. And each one comes with, so now when you just hear a type of warning, you're like, yellow, it's fine, but just be careful. Orange, like, be a bit more careful. Red, don't fucking go anywhere. But getting the beep from the phone, I was like, oh shit, it felt like, fuck, get underground. Yeah. That's like, you know what I mean? The Germans are coming.
I swear, go to the bunker. The Germans are coming, yay! But yesterday I was putting the baby to sleep, man. I swear to God, I was in a dark room because we have to go to the dark room with some music. I was like putting like very soft music, and she was like already going down, and and she was like all scared. So fucking I hate it. But yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
By the way, is this?
It's windy. It's windy. I'll give them that. It is windy.
It's windy.
But I don't think I should have to put up with my family at home just because of a bit of wind. That's what I'm saying.
Is this like are you like, I don't know how is the weather in Ireland, but do you think this is alarm worthy, or this is like normal Sunday for you?
No, no. To be fair, I do think it is windy enough that I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Actually, it's weird to experience that. I guess because I feel like anytime I'm in Barcelona, you're like, this is the most beautiful weather, calm, easygoing. So it was strange to experience. Like, oh, no fucking way. But no, like, it's still better than Ireland. Like, in Ireland, it is windy enough that if this happened in Ireland, there would be, like, an orange warning, I think. But, like, in Ireland, it's having, like, the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's been fucking chaos. There's been flooding all over the country and shit. And this is for a country that's used to flooding. Do you know what I mean? So even... Yeah. But, I don't know. But, yeah, no, but it is severe enough. You can be happy. You're like, yeah, you're not... This is warranted.
No. It's also just a good way of telling people whether they're non-essential or not. I think that's the because non-essential workers have to stay at home, you know. So
oh yeah,
so, okay,
we don't have to.
Okay, I thought I was important, but no, I have to stay at home. I'm non-essential.
That's good. Did you use that? Did you ever say that joke during COVID? Turns out I'm not an essential worker. Okay.
Yes.
That's a great joke, actually. Yeah. Not an essential worker.
By the way, Chris, you went to see Louis C.K. during the weekend.
I did go.
You want to talk about that?
Yes. Yeah. No, I went to see Louis C.K. It was a great show. Yeah, it was a really good show. I mean, you know, for whether you love him or hate him, you got to the way he does the craft is amazing. I think. And I think he has the best premises.
That guy's going places. Mark my words.
Yeah, he's got a future. Yeah. He's got a future. Yeah. He could just keep it in his pants. He's fine.
And you were saying, I mean, well, this is your own private material, so we'll maybe talk about it in the Patreon episode. But you were saying, because you have a bit where you pushed the line a little bit, and myself and Mauricio were saying, like, I don't know. But you were saying that Louis was doing something similar, but like, did he couch it in? But you said he couched it in terms of like, I just enjoy doing this.
He didn't say it. He doesn't say that, but I mean, you could just see it. He's got every time he goes into something darker or crosses lines, you can see him smiling. Basically, he's just like having a smile to himself. Like, I can do this. This is it. You know, I'm getting away with this again. So it makes it all quite for me anyway. I mean, I guess some people are offended by him, but for me, it's kind of like he's kind of like charming. He's just playing it's just very much playing with things and playing with the genre in a way. I think just seeing how far. Okay, it's comedy. How far can comedy go? What can comedy do? Can we say anything? And he kind of discovers that I think he can really. Yeah, I think he can more or less.
Yeah, he can.
I suppose
Anything he wants.
he can, yeah. He's like, and especially because he's been sort of, through the ringer on some level. It gives him almost more freedom, which is kind of strange.
If we take some Louis C.K. phrases and we just read them out of context, it's like the worst thing you can ever say. Like he's has got away with everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But he has made it hilarious, yeah.
With the premise, I mean, for me, it's the premise is not even that he's necessarily the best joke writer or anything else, but for me, he has the most interesting premises that could go on. I think almost everything that he may do to a 3 or 4 minute bit, you're there thinking, God, you could have said that, you could have gone on to that. As a comedian, it's fascinating watching him because almost every premise could be 15 minutes of material, probably. And he cuts them down, he times them well, but it's just such good, meaty ideas that he has.
Yeah. I heard him on a podcast say that he had, and he goes, I don't mind saying this because he gives away the premise of one of his bits, but he's on about how someone says, always be prepared for the worst thing. He goes, but what's interesting about that is you have to decide what the worst thing is for you. And as soon as he said that on the podcast, I was like, oh, what a great idea. Like, you must decide what is the worst. Sometimes I hear his ideas, I'm like, God damn it. Because sometimes, in comedy, I always feel like everything has been explored somehow, and the only thing that's new is your own thing about your life.
Point of view.
Yeah, and I'm like, but with Louis, you're like, fucking hell, how did you... It's like he keeps finding new gold. You're like, God damn it. I did watch have you seen Ari Shafir, his special Jew?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
That almost sounds
but
like it's called His Special Jew, the way I said that.
Yeah.
But his comedy special called Jew. It is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was called Special Jew. I thought, okay, he's
yeah. No, it's called.
he's
So it's
proud.
really it's an exploration. He was clearly he grew up in the Jewish faith. He even went to train as a rabbi, I guess, in Israel, and then he stopped. Now, but even though it covers that journey, really, it's almost like it covers so much of Judaism, certainly from an outsider's perspective. But it's covering it, and it's fucking hilarious. That's what I've watched there lately, and I'm like, oh my fucking... Like, I think it's genuinely one of the best specials. Like, it kind of reminds me a little bit like John Mulaney's... is it Baby J's, the one he did after Addiction? Kind of like... I don't know. I think it's... If you haven't... it's the thing I'm watching at the minute, I think it's fucking unreal. It's fucking...
Ari Shafir, Jew.
Ari Shafir, Jew. Well, because I used to see him on the Joe Rogan a few times, or I'd see him in clips of Joe Rogan and clips here and there, and I was like, oh yeah, that's. I'm like, yeah, he's a comedian. He doesn't ever like light me up that I'd go see him. And for some reason, I was looking for a new comedy special. I saw it's from a few years ago, but I fucking swear to God, he has this joke. So, because really the whole special is about Judaism, but at different times he calls out different... he is hilarious. The special is fucking brilliant. Like, I'm now a fan of him after seeing this. I'm like, Jesus, I really should watch. But he has this bit about... He's taking the piss out of Catholicism, but he's taking the piss out of... Sorry, not Catholicism, Christianity. Because what he says is like, look, in Judaism we have... I mean, he does this, but it's hilarious. He has like, we've these type of Jews or Orthodox Jews. He goes, maybe there's 3 categories of Jews. He's like, but in Christianity, he goes, ye got so fucking many. He's like, and he's trying to, so he does a bit kind of mimicking how many versions of Christianity there is. And he's like, there's those ones who believe that Jesus carried the cross here. There's the ones who believe they carried the cross there. Like, a little further up on the back, because how many these little branches of, it is fucking great. Anyway, sorry, you're on about Louis for some reason.
Shout out to our boys, Louis C.K. and Ari Shafir. Good listeners.
Yeah, sure they would. Yeah. If you're tuning in, I enjoyed it. Keep going. Keep going. You can get there.
You can do it.
I'm going to go ahead. So you said this about the cow. I'm going to start by showing I managed to film I managed to do a set the other day, and I included a little bit about the cow. So I'll show you how that went. So I'll start with that. Okay, can you see? Can you see what I'm sharing here?
Can you make the screen
Yeah.
like your thing bigger, or I can see your porn windows and everything?
I don't have porn windows. I just have normal windows. Can you see it or not?
Porn.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So with some issues here. Let's deal with the issues. Let's get a bit edgy. Veronica the cow has started using tools. Yeah, fuck you. Eh? Yeah, all these other comedians with the I'm going to talk about Epstein Island fucking pussies. I'm going to deal with the real issues, people. Okay? Oh, Epstein, isn't he bad? Okay, no. Who's talking about fucking Veronica the cow? No one. I saw Louis C.K. last night. I didn't mention Veronica the cow. Thinks he's so hot. Veronica the cow is using tools. A cow is using tools. She picks up a broom and scratches herself with a broom. Fucking hell, it's fucking this is like a huge evolutionary move for cows. This is a big thing in the cow world. I was watching, getting excited, and I promised it's a 9-minute video. And after 2 minutes, I was like, okay, I get the fucking point. Humans are shit at things. It's an evolutionary step. And I'm like, bored after 2 minutes. I'm like, well, she's not even using the broom properly. You know? If she started sweeping, I might get more impressed. But she just fucking scratched herself with the broom. But she uses different parts of the broom. She uses the broom end to scratch her back, and then the stick end to. I don't know, she was masturbating. Look, I don't know. But she using fucking tools. She probably just thought, someone fucking scratch my itch. I imagine you've got hands. What are you doing with the hands? Anyway, that's what I'm going to count. Important to cover that. My mum's dead. They knew her.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
I only watched that earlier on today. I loved it when I first watched it, but sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that. I was like, why am I not laughing? I really enjoyed it, is what I'm saying.
Anyway, my mom's dead is always a good segue. You know? Anyway, my mom's dead.
Yeah, I had other ideas, but the show was, the audience were okay, but they needed kind of.
What show was it, Chris?
It was Fat Goose. It was my first. I think it's the first time I've ever done Fat Goose, or second time in all these years. And it's upstairs at Clubhouse, and it was a good show. But the audience weren't really into like big thinking stuff, so they needed kind of like fairly high energy. They needed kind of like, so I was like, I didn't want to go into the other stuff about Veronica. I just wanted to play with the attitude, which I think is the fun thing of getting that so upset with this thing and how important this is, and the fact that no one gives a shit about the evolution of cows, which I think is quite a fun topic.
So you wanted to just play with your attitude kind of to the idea of it, so to speak?
Yeah, because I think it's quite fun, the attitude, because for me, the whole thing, my attitude seems inappropriate because I'm getting really excited about it. I like playing with that. But also, maybe in the end, it's everybody else's attitude is wrong. And this is actually a big. I mean, a species is evolving, and no one gives a shit. So I wanted to play a bit with that as well. I like that idea of this for scientists. This is a big thing. This is a species that started to use a tool. People got excited when we did it, but no one seems to care when the cow does it.
I like the part when you say she's not even using it properly. You know, if she starts sweeping the floor, I'll be impressed. That's a good one.
Actually, I think when you're watching this back, Chris, you should whatever few lines you said there, like that we're really excited when we do it, but now when a cow starts using it, I think that's a really fun little thing to add into the set as well. I think when I was watching it back, when you were introducing it, like this cow is using the tool. I like as an audience, or like I mean, I know what it is, but when you were like this, Veronica the cow was using tools. You said that once or twice, but I felt like I was like, okay, but now's the moment to tell me who the fuck is Veronica the cow. But also that might be fun because you're like, so Veronica is a cow that's named Veronica. I don't know, there might be some fun in that, but there's definitely fun. I felt like in my head when I was watching it, I was like, who the fuck is this cow? Like what like there's a moment where you could, I think after you've said Veronica cow is using tools, once you've said it once or twice, is to explain in a sentence or two who Veronica is, like where it's happening and the whole thing. And you can even have fun like why her name is Veronica, what kind of cow she is, I don't know, or something like that.
Maybe you can play with like, you can start like, Veronica is using a broom to scratch her ass, you know, like, and don't mention it's a cow until like, oh, by the way, Veronica is a cow, you know, maybe send it on the way that they will think it's your wife or someone you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
No, I don't know if I would go, I'm going to disagree with you, Mauricio, only because it was something like, I think I would keep that she's scratching herself with it off for a while, because you reveal that as well a little, Chris. You're like, the cow was scratching it. I would be like, a cow is using a broom. And then I think I would explore it like as if what, because when you say this sentence, a cow is using a broom, I think you could have fun like, what is everyone imagining in their heads right now? Are you imagining a cow for some, you know, sweeping out the barn, like with, for some reason she's wearing a pink apron, you know, and like, she's like, you know, no, like I don't. I think you could. There's something fun in like what the idea of a cow is using a broom versus the reality. So that's why when the reality is her, she's scratching her ass. I'm like, to me, I would hide that, and then be like, no, she's just scratching her ass, and they're all like, well, this cow.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because it's different ways. I guess in the end, that's a different. What I was doing there is kind of deliberately making it. I wanted the audience to be unimpressed in a way, so I could play with the fact that they weren't impressed. And so other ways is, I mean, it's a different way to go. It's interesting. I mean, it's definitely fun to explore different ways of doing it. But I think I'm setting up a very different thing if I kind of make it sound more impressive than it really is.
Yeah, that is true.
In that sense,
I do find it fun as well that I think, and maybe this is you said the last time as well, but the idea that using a tool would imply that that's how a broom is meant to be used. So who here scratches their ass with a broom? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, or maybe it's just you like. I mean, we all scratch our ass with a broom, right? Like is that
okay, there's a good line there. Of she's not using a tool. She's misusing a tool. That's
yeah.
I agree with Colman then that a cow is using a broom, you know, and you don't mention the scratching, and this is news in Austria, you know, that there's a TV crew there, they're filming her, like people will have the idea of her sweeping the barn, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at the end, you can like, she's not even using the broom correctly, you know, she's scratching her ass, you know, maybe that could be a surprise.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Maybe you could almost take a shot at like, maybe she's a public, in Ireland we'd say, what would we call them? There's like the people who fix the roads, but every time you pass them, it always looks like they're just scratching themselves or resting on a piece of equipment. So maybe the cow is scratching its ass. You're like, yeah, no, they're a real human being now. Like they're not even working. They're just using the instrument for other things. Maybe that's the next step of the evolution or the revolution in terms of their biology. Like they're not even using it to sweep anymore. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I mean, so I think there's stuff there. I definitely think there's stuff that I'll do it. I'll try some more stuff. But yeah, that night it didn't feel like I could explore much more. They needed to be more kind of like quick fire and change topics and try and keep them active. I was on last, so, you know, as well, you reach that point where the audience just needs...
Also, I like the little wink.
Quick feed.
The little wink at the podcast, you know, like everybody's talking about the Epstein files and the island. I will talk about the real issues here, you know, the real edgy stuff.
I like that because everyone, literally almost, probably 99% of the comedians have been on before, had made an Epstein joke.
Really?
Had been going on about it.
Any good Epstein jokes? Okay. Any good Epstein jokes that we should, do you remember?
No offense to the comedians, but no.
Yeah, okay.
Not that I remember.
It's a hard topic.
I mean, I mean, it's a topic that it's not necessarily a difficult topic, but I think that the Epstein jokes are more or less the same. So they were coming up, and they're all very similar jokes. You know what I mean? Because it's what it is. It's child abuse.
I have there was I'm going back into the bit. There was, you called it a revolution in terms of, or an evolution for cows, and I was just thinking what would be a fun. Sorry, I feel like I just absolutely directed it back, but it's only because I can see the timer. I don't know where we've like 3 minutes left.
And the meeting will end in 10 minutes, by the way.
Oh shit! Right. But you were saying it's a huge revolution for cows, which is just such an interesting idea. And I was like, okay, because if we think of human revolution, and maybe there's a fun in this, you were like the atomic bomb, the internet, this cow scratching itself, like these are all, or if it's just within cows itself, like what are the big, when they knew they could drink their own milk, like when, like what, like in cow theory or in cow biology,
in cow years,
in cow years, yeah. In cow like revolutions in terms of their like what have been the big moments. I love and then if cow scratching itself is a moment in that evolution, what's the next moment in that evolution? Like I don't know. Like I think those are like, you briefed through those, and I was like, oh my god, I want like what. That's just such a fun idea. I don't even know where you could go with it, but it's such a fun. Those two plump fun ideas that I think could be explored. Oh, sorry, go on.
No. Yeah. The idea of what's the next step? Maybe selling their own milk, milking themselves, maybe, and selling it.
Milking themselves. A cow like doing that on the side of the street. Like, you want some milk?
Take over the production and distribution of milk. That could be there.
Yeah. I really love actually but I don't think now, of course, because all this stuff is new. I don't think it quite hit in this, but also what you're saying about the night, but also I feel like these first couple of times we're doing stuff, it's always just trying to almost get it out. But I genuinely think the reveal of it being 9 minutes a video, I don't think the premise landed in that particular set, but I think that's hilarious. The idea, like I don't know where you have to couch it to get that idea across, but the idea that
I was thinking afterwards. I think that could be the closer. I think that could almost, for me, that almost is the close of that bit, maybe, where I'm all excited. I'll keep up that emotion that I'm using, and then I admit that it's a 9-minute video, and I stop watching after 2 minutes. I think that could be kind of like the.
It would be really funny if you complain. It would be really funny if you complain about. And this video is 9 minutes. After 2 minutes, I was bored. And how much can you talk? And you do like a 15-minute set about the cow. That will be funny. You've been talking about the cow for 15 minutes, and then you complain.
I would never do that. That's not my style.
Yeah. That's on brand.
There's only 40 seconds left here on Chris for the timer.
Well, we're finished with
Chris.
But
here, sorry, one last, the timer of Chris, like 50 minutes has passed since we started talking about this topic. One thing though, Chris, what you're saying about your attitude, I would maybe, because if you stay in that excitement, I wonder if the audience they want the energy to change. Maybe you should change, as an experiment, change your energy during it. So let's say you're excited about it initially, and then maybe you're like, actually, that's horseshit. Actually, isn't that weird? Like, I don't know, because if it stays as excitement. Oh, Jesus Christ! Sorry, the alarm just went off. If it stays as excitement, I wonder, because I think, or at least this is maybe the lesson I feel like I'm learning at the minute, is like I think that the emotional energy needs to shift every 20 or 30 seconds so that the audience is constantly listening, because they're like, I don't know what's going to change. So I would maybe play with, all right, if you're going to be excited about it initially, then change it to a different emotion for 40 seconds. Maybe it won't work, but I think it's definitely worth a shot anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that was Chris' section of the public episode. Coleman, yes, go ahead.
Can I give one last thing? Sorry. So I take notes when I watch it, and I just want I'm sorry, Chris and Mauricio. I did love what you were saying. My mum is dead, But I don't know. I don't know if you. I couldn't quite catch the last sentence. But did you say like my mum is dead? But I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, back to this cow. Like I don't know. So
I didn't do that, but I could have done that. Yeah.
My mom is dead. My mom is dead. She would have loved this news about the cow, you know, and you keep going with the cow.
yeah, exactly. On some level, if you marred that in, so then it becomes like, oh, is he just not processing his mom's death? And it's just like, you know, did she take care of her baby cows before she started using these tools? Like, I don't know. Like,
just like the Peppa Pig thing, Chris. You gotta plow through it, you know?
Yeah.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. We have a little pause over there, but here we are ready to dive straight into Colman material. How are you feeling about your stuff, Colman?
So I just started the timer. Me, so 50 minutes. I feel kind of it's weird. So the stuff about the Barbie stuff, as I was going over it, the Barbie stuff and the Claire. I don't know if we have time for both of them. We'll start with the Barbie and see how we get on. It's weird, as I do think it's a very funny thing, the fact there's autistic Barbie. I don't think that in and of itself is too funny, but I am aware that, let's say, if I deliver this on stage, I do think it'll be like I feel like there'll be tension in the audience of like where, like, so I am aware, I'm like, well, look, the topic has tension, which is good, which hopefully means I can punctuate it for laughter. But I was thinking, it does give a lot of space as to where you could go with it, because, like, if I was like autistic Barbie, you know, it doesn't make eye contact with you. It like loves patterns and gets public funding, or like, and then you could pivot to be like, what if there was all American Barbie? Like you could start like if you get into this sort of, if you could find your way into the pattern of, or into this space of like the different types of Barbies, you could have a lot of fun with like, you know, racist Barbie, like just trying to go through all these various of Barbies. But anyway, but I am aware as well that the topic to me feels a little dangerous, that I'm like, oh God, you could piss off a whole bunch of people. Like maybe they'll have, but I also think it's really fun, like that you could have binary Barbie, like, you know, or gender fluid Barbie. Fluid Barbie actually might be hilarious.
Trad wife Barbie. You know?
Trad wife Barbie.
Which will be original Barbie, I guess, like original Barbie.
Nice. Trad wife Barbie.
Hermaphrodite Barbie would be. Hermaphrodite Barbie with a detachable penis would be quite.
Oh my God, Chris.
Hermaphrodite Barbie. But I don't have any. I haven't tried this yet. Also, I'm probably I can. It's the first. I don't know. Is it the first time since we started doing this where I'm like, oh, Jesus, what How is this gonna go down? So I think that's why.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I think, but almost there's also that angle of aren't all Barbies autistic? I mean, it's a doll. What would non-autistic Barbie be like? I mean.
Yeah. You know what? If that was the opening of it, that would almost sort of soften everywhere you go. Aren't all Barbies autistic? I thought they're dolls. Yeah, that would sort of that would give you a lot of freedom then to keep. Yeah.
I like the angle that Chris mentioned last time. That it's just marketing. You know, it's like what is the name of that diabetes Barbie has this little Walkman here for, I don't know, insulin. And the autistic Barbie had the canceling noise headphones. So yeah, it's the same thing. They just divide it, and now they have two different Barbies. You know, it's just a Walkman. They've separated in two, and it's just to make money. You know, so from that angle, like these corporate greedy pigs, now they do, and then you can complain about what's next. You know, you're gonna cut this and make a new Barbie, and that could be an angle that allows you to.
Like gotcha. They had a little block thing, like, oh, that could be a CD player, that could be, and they're just trying to make it like, what's next? Like they had too many headphones for DJ Barbie, so like autistic Barbie.
Exactly.
They'd like they'd
adjusting,
so they're almost
adjusting to the times, but also cutting cuts. You know, it's like win-win.
They're all there just in the boardroom being like, okay, we have too many briefcases.
Yeah.
Give me your ideas of the type of Barbie.
I can imagine the pitch
Tourist
meeting.
Barbie. Tourist Barbie could be there.
Imagine the pitch meeting. Let's say, like, it's like we have this and that. We have to get happy with the, with all the groups. So what can we do? That will be an interesting angle.
Yeah.
The briefcase has to go tourism way, I think.
Oh.
Briefcase. Yeah,
Bomb scare.
briefcase.
Bomb
Irish
scare
terrorist
Barbie,
Barbie.
Bomb scare Barbie, I think it's got a ring to it.
Bomb scare Barbie. Bomb scare Barbie. That's such a great one.
Oh, so
Yeah.
just
Bomb scare.
for my cultural knowledge, for you British England people, briefcases are associated to terrorism, to like IRS bombs or these kind of things. Yeah.
I don't know if
Not instantly.
What?
I said not instantly, no, but
Yeah,
But
not
it works.
instantly.
Okay.
But it works in terms of someone said it, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll accept that. Like, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
You fancy terrorists. Back in Peru, we just throw Molotovs and stuff like that. But it's okay. Yeah.
also the idea that made, is it Barbie that's autistic or is it the person playing with it that's I think characteristics come like that with the person playing with it. Any Barbie is autistic Barbie if the child's autistic, I think.
Oh, that's touchy.
That's quite dark. That's quite dark, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I like that approach. I think I mentioned last time, but yeah, it's kind of a subtle way to tell people something. Like it's kind of a passive aggressive gift.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To your annoying nephew, like here, this is the present. Oh, autistic Ken. Wait a second, what are you trying to say? Something like that.
Do you know what? I remember when I was younger, my dad has trucks and stuff like that. So I have a truck license and a loader license. And I remember there was one summer, Dad was like, he gave me a job for the summer driving a loader. Because I was quite reasonable enough driving a loader in this kind of factory place, right? Because we had the loader as our loader, but the factory was being worked by people who all had. I'm trying to think of a politically correct way of saying this. They were not fully. They all had. Yeah. They all had like these.
I think any sentence that starts with "is not fully" is not going to be politically correct. I think that's.
Wait, say that again.
I say any sentence that you begin, "they're not fully" is going in the wrong direction. It's not going to be politically correct.
Yeah. And I remember when I was working there, I was like, do you ever like look around? You're like, am I? Wait. Was I sent? Because I'm 16, 17, and I was like, I thought I was normal, but maybe it was the first time I was like, shh,
Oh, I remember that feeling exactly when they changed me to a school for the neurodivergent. I mean, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook. I didn't know what the school was. I only know the name, and so I spent my summer, and then the first day came, and the little bus entered my house, they picked me up, and then I get to see my new friends, and I was like, what the fuck? No. I will study. I was in the window, please. I will study. That was fun. Yeah.
Like being pulled away, you're like, I'm not like these guys. I'm not like these.
I will study, Mom. No.
Bending the bars.
Yeah. But then it was a very unfortunate mix of students, because then there was some other normal people, but I was like very scared at the beginning. It was fun, yeah.
So that was in Peru.
That was in Peru, yeah.
So you went to like a neurodivergent school.
So I went to a British school at the beginning, until I was like 14, I guess. And the first year of secondary, I basically failed everything. I didn't do anything, but I was like happy. I love going to school, making my friends laugh. The teachers hated me. Some laughed with me. I enjoyed that year amazingly. At the end of the year, nobody will be over me doing my homeworks. Nobody gave a fuck. So at the end of the year, I was like, listen, he's got to leave or he will repeat. Okay, we'll put him in a school for the neurodivergent. So I went to this school. And
I love that you do quotes for neurodivergent.
We used another word back then, but I cannot.
What was the word you used back then?
Retarded, of course.
Okay, I I think you've used the quotes on the wrong word there.
Yeah,
So retarded.
Retarded.
neurodivergent,
Ooh.
retarded.
So it was a very fun school, man, because it was a mix. I mean, there were people there with actual problems, like I don't know, mute and deaf, or like problems with speaking patterns. So they will be on a section in the school, and then there were people like me with ADD or authority problems. Like fucking rebels and like people with conduct behavior issues. So it was very fun, man. You put all these people in the backyard, so you have like, man, I met some of the smartest, funniest people in that school, and then there were these other people, and so I did 3 years. I did 3 years in that school, and I
Talk about like
Then
a
they were the
prison
mutes.
sentence.
oh man, it looked like a prison, man. It like my British school was super nice with the gardens and the whole thing. This one, it looked like a prison. There was no uniforms, but jeans and a blue T-shirt. If you was in it with a drone, people were like lifting weights. It's like I don't know, man. And the last year, I changed back to the
Teardrop underneath their eye.
like, oh man, and everybody went there after being like held back for 3 years. So you'll see the line, the formation. There were like a lot of kids, and there were like a 42-year-old guy. Yeah. Man, some of
They have a
the
beard, a wife, and a
Yeah.
family.
some people in my class, man, they were like 3 years older than me. It was a very fun experience. Then I went back to the British school because I didn't want to end up in that one. I was thinking.
You convinced your parents to be like, I'll
Yeah.
work.
I can do it. But 3 years. I spent 3 years in the other one, and I fucking loved it, man. It really helped me, I guess. But then I went back and
Back to the British school.
I aced the things up. I
You went
aced
back to the
everything.
British school.
I went back to. I didn't want to
You had
finish.
aged.
I didn't want to finish in that one. I didn't want to. Oh, you're one of those. No. I finished in that.
You're
And
one
your
of
friends were like,
those.
what has happened to you? You'd aged about 20 years in those 3 years.
Oh man, I
You'd
came with
seen,
stories.
You've,
I came
I've
with
seen some
stories.
shit. I've seen some shit.
Actually, when I left, I'm sorry, I'm kidnapping the whole thing. But when I left,
No, this is interesting. Keep going.
when I left, I was like the funny one, like the class clown, whatever. When I came back, I was like very, like paying attention, trying not to like. And my friends would go like, "Hey, let's throw this to him." And no, I want to pay attention. Like the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when Jack Nicholson comes out all lobotomized. Yeah, I guess that was me. Yeah.
The bottom of it.
It was fun. It was fun. I learned my lesson. Let's say I learned my lesson.
Have you ever talked about that stuff on stage?
I should, man. I've written a lot of. I kind of go a little bit with the ADD thing, but I'm just touching the surface. I think I could go much deeper. I should. I really. I think about it. I've got some drafts, but I haven't really go deep in that. I got a lot of jokes, man. A lot of jokes about that school. It's beautiful.
Because like that's a whole special. Like that's a whole hour. I feel like you could write a whole show, and I think not only is it relevant, not only is it personable, I think it would be hilarious, and also like because it's like, and also so many people would connect to it, which I guess was relevant, but like personable. But you could cover like starting school, being sent there, coming back, being lobotomized. Dude, that's like you could really explore that, and that's a whole show.
With the ADD diagnosis and a couple of teacher things, I think I have like 10 to 12 minutes to start on the British school, and then I can go back to my 3 years. Yeah, thank you, Colman. It's very, how do you say this? Incentivize you. I want to write now about this. I've never talked to you about that topic or to all the listeners and viewers, but I think I'm going to try and lean a little bit more in that direction.
Yeah.
Because
that's interesting.
there's a lot of trauma, but there's also a lot of learning, and it was a very nice experience.
Like I think I would have, because I know we're running cat for time. I think I would have listened to, because one, it's funny, but two, like, it's like, John Mulaney's Baby J, the sheer arc of it, we're invested as well as a story of like, well, so what, like, but so it's a bit like, I think, Ari Shafir's special Jew, where you're just like, this is so entertaining, hilarious, but you also feel like you're getting some story of this person's own journey. Like, so,
Actually, I haven't been thinking for a long time about this message, the story. I was thinking maybe fatherhood, but yeah, I definitely have to go to this school mine, because there's a lot of stuff in there.
Well, I think
Yeah.
like in terms of specials, I think genuinely like there's 1,000 different shows we could make, each individual. So it's almost more like, and it's not like fatherhood is ever left off. You could be like, well, maybe I'll focus on that for the first special, make that, and then I know the next one is like, so keep gathering the material in fatherhood, and well, I'll make the next one be about fatherhood, or whatever.
It is linked, because I don't know if you noticed that I said nobody was there around to look at my homework. I was like a kid, something like that. So that's some kind of parenting. I can go back to what kind of father do I want to be? It's like, yeah, everything is connected. But yeah, what I want to say about this, well, it's almost 15 minutes. Colman, please go ahead with the autistic Barbie.
No, I think no. Here, I think you've given me enough to at least begin,
Okay.
because I think as well, we've talked about some fun things, and maybe so I'll try some of this. I'll see where it leads. But I think as well, I like the idea that, like, the fact that us talking about it also brought up my own story of when I went to work for that. I was like, okay, so there's a personal connection. So if I could start with Barbie and then go into that time I worked in that place. Oh, and there's the time just went off.
That's what bring the. And also, now that I've said this story, Colman, now you can understand a little bit better of my troubles with organized work. You're trading with a neurodivergent here. You gotta cut me some slack. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But I think that's
neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent. But I think that's okay. That's my 15. So we can. I look. That's enough for me to jump on. So we can jump on to Mauricio. Will I start the timer on you, Mauricio?
Yes, I can do what you did, Colman. Let's do that. I have a screen to share, but it's not a video. It's just some text. I don't know if we want to do that again. I can just read it for you.
Whatever works. If you want to put it up so we can all see it, just in case. But the 15 minutes has now begun on your cell phone.
Okay, I'm just gonna read it to you. What do you think? Okay, I think it's easier that way. Shit. The Zoom. I'm recording the Zoom, so. That's a good point. Should I put anything on my screen, or should I leave the Zoom open? Do you understand?
Whatever suits yourself.
But my question is, like, technically, if I put like a YouTube video of whatever I want, imagine right now, the Zoom will record my screen, or is just recording the Zoom?
Yeah. Well, if you share the screen, then the Zoom will record it. But if it's if it's not done via Zoom, if it's just you watching it on your own computer, then no.
Okay, that's good. Just give me a second then, please. Just a second. So it's about the Winter Olympics. Babies.
There was if I give you a sec, we can cut this little portion out. But genuinely, like, Mauricio, in terms of, let's say, your ADHD and your neurodivergent, but I genuinely think, like, if someone like Dennis or someone would, like, why not have that chat if it genuinely would solve a whole bunch of issues.
I guess we will have to do that if but I like to think I'm able to. I like to think I can do it.
I just don't want to feel like I'm putting you under pressure into a thing that you can't. Because that won't work out well for anyone. Anyway, that's.
No, you are putting me under amounts of pressures unbearable, but I can do it. Okay, I'm gonna read, guys. All right.
Okay, back in.
Quickly. It's not long, It's not long. Let's see how the vibe goes. Okay. Latinos at the Winter Olympics. I've been watching the Winter Olympics. Being Latino and watching the Winter Olympics is like opening your freezer and realizing other countries live in there in the freezer, and they seem to like it. I've been watching it for the sport, but also for the drama, because this year a Norwegian biathlete won a bronze medal. And during the interview, he confessed he cheated on his girlfriend. Have you seen this? Okay, rookie move. Honesty is never the right answer. So he skied 20 kilometers with a rifle on his back, and he thought, you know what will make this harder? Honesty. I'm going to make my cheating public in the global stage, and then I will bring the bronze medal, and then she will forgive me. Listen, I don't know shit about the biathlon. I don't know shit about skiing and then shooting with a rifle, which is what they do. I don't know anything about this sport, but let me tell you something. Strike three. That didn't work at all. I'm just reading this. Okay. I didn't even knew what a biathlon was. They all look pretty biathletes to me, with those flashy color spandex. Basically, you do 20 kilometers of skiing with a rifle, and then you stop, and then you shoot, and then you do the 20 kilometers again, and you go over and over. And I was interested in the origin of this sport, so I did some digging, and it originated in the 1800s. You know, back when Europe mixed their cardio with imperialism. You know, I'm guessing who were they chasing? You know, imagine like we are not invading, we are training. You know, who's shooting on skis, man? It's like a Bond villain. Then that's how you know. That's how you know how power was back in the day. You know, one side of the world is running and shooting, and the other side, you call that a biathlon. The other side of the world is running and jumping in water. You call that skate-athlon. Okay. I think Nordic countries do better than tropical ones because of their ancestors. You know, they have to cooperate. They cooperate or die. The communities will come together to drill a hole in the ice, you know, to get a fish. They will get against this terrible weather, so they will work together, and this is where they thrive. Tropical survival is different, I think, you know. You wake up in the tropics, you wake up exhausted and sweaty, so you slowly move to the outside of the hut to hope for a little bit of breeze, and then you just collapse because you're still hot and sweaty. But it's okay, because you know what, a mango will fall from a tree right in your lap, so it's a different kind of situation. Tropical survival is different. That's why they invented IKEA and we invented the hammock. Okay, I'm about to finish, guys, I promise. I was watching the opening ceremony, and I was surprised to see there were some Latinos in there, you know. Argentina and Chile, okay, because they have some snow down there in the bottom. But there was also Bolivia and Colombia and Venezuela, you know, these Caribbean tropical countries. And then Mexico shows up. And it's very funny because there's a Mexican skier, you know, like the mother, she's 46 years old, with his son, 18 years old. It's a team, a skating team. And that's not an Olympic team, you know, that's like a telenovela cast. You know, I can imagine them like, mijo, qué cosa, good luck, gracias, tum, tum, tum. I don't know. God damn it. I'm just about to end. And then I saw him, a Peruvian Winter Olympic athlete, a delegation of one in the opening ceremonies. And at the beginning, I thought it was like the Austrian flag, you know, because they look so similar, right? No, they don't. You're racist. Learn something. But then I saw the athlete, and you can tell he was Peruvian because everybody else in the delegations were like looking at everybody saying hello, very happy, and the Peruvian guy was like, oh fuck, what is this? Oh god. I'm not saying Peruvians cannot be good in a snow sport. I'm just saying that he was tasting the snow. You know, that's not athlete behavior. That's tourist behavior. That's the beauty of Olympics. Some countries export champions. We export optimism and cocaine. Lots of cocaine. And that's a different kind of snow. But that's my time. Bye-bye. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, guys. I wrote this morning, okay? I think there's something there. I don't know.
I know. I think this is just for me. I think I actually would have appreciated reading it with you or reading it beforehand, because right now I'm just an audience taking it in, as opposed to like in terms of just for this, let's say, show up. I'm not like, I can't be present and thinking like, where could you go with this right now? I'm like,
That's
where
true,
we go?
that's true. Yeah.
Like so that'd be my only
I should, next time I write something, I'm gonna send it to you. I don't know. But yeah, fair point. I also would enjoy to read it with you. Yeah.
Because I think the stuff is good, but I'm just like, I'm almost listening now, not as like an audience. I'm like, okay, what is this? Is if that makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, I don't wanna punish you, but maybe for purposes of the podcast, we can cut this part. It's minute 23. Maybe for purposes of the podcast, I put the paper and we read it and we cut the last part.
No, I think leave it. I think
okay.
the part of this is
Alright.
learning too. Like
It's
I
fine.
Good. Yeah, all good.
I did have a few So I've only one or two notes. Taken from that YouTube video you sent into the group.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I going to say? I did like, as well as you were talking, the bi-athlete, and I think I thought all these athletes were bi,
Yeah.
and then there's something really fun in that as well. But also, what did you say? Oh, you had a love thing. I loved your thing where like, how did this sport start? It started when Europeans were doing sport, their
cardio
with
and imperialism. Yeah.
and imperialism. So that was hilarious. I do love the idea you could swap that moment out for the moment that comes later, but I like both of them. Of like, where did it come from? They were training as Bond villains. Like, I don't know, like that's. Could you say that later as well? Like, oh, that's a really fun idea. Like, and then maybe you could have like half of these winter sports are all Bond villainy thing, but that's a really fun thing. And then there's also something, but you kind of hit this idea as well with Peru, because it did occur to me in the two articles you sent, like because there was the mum and son who were the skiers, they joined Mexico, and it kind of like it's like Mexico or Jamaica, like Cool Runnings. There's something called like if you're going to join. If I was a skier, if I was an American skier, I'm like, of course I join Mexico. Like I'm going to get in. Like they're going to have me.
They are not actually Mexicans. They are from Colorado or whatever, but they play for all the Latinos. All the Latinos that you've seen in this thing is like, I don't know, the Venezuelan. Her name is like Ivenka Machatska. He's like they're all from Russian people that left. Something like that.
Yeah, the people who are never they're never going to get into their own Olympic team. So let's join Mexico.
It's like the Irish soccer team are all made up of English football players. You know what I mean? Like there's a great joke there's a film called Mike Bassett, England Manager, and they're like, "Give it up for the English B team," is what they call the Irish team. And that joke was very much that joke actually went down like. That was loved in Ireland because we think the same. We're like, yeah, you can't get into the England team, come join the Irish team. Anyway, sorry, so similar vibe.
Actually, man, the problem with the Bond thing, I'm just gonna say it. I chose this yesterday night, so I wake up and I send it to you, and then I start doing breakfast. So I saw the late nights, and I didn't expect this guy with the cheating girlfriend I didn't expect him to do anything, the late nights. But one late night picked it up. They were starting talking about this guy, making amazing jokes. And then he mentioned the Bond villain thing. So the Bond villain thing is not in my text, but nobody was laughing. And I thought it was funny, so I just mentioned it. So now that you picked it up, I have to come clean, it's not my joke. But
who said that the guy who cheated on his girlfriend said it?
No, the guy from the late night program. He was talking about this same news. The same news I picked. I would never pick a news that has already been on late night.
Like Stephen Colbert or
no. Another one from the late
Jimmy
night.
Fallon?
No, not one of the big ones. Another one. Do you know that there's the Pulse in the Nation?
Fingering the Nation, Jordan Klepper.
Guy. Yeah, it was his turn, and he covered that news. I didn't know he was going to cover the news. I wouldn't pick it anyway. So this is why I didn't go too deep in that, because he covered a lot of things, and he said, yeah, maybe something joke about chasing Bond villains. But yeah, that's a good joke. It happens sometimes, guys.
So, all right. So you watched Jordan Klepper's take on the thing.
But I wrote my thing before, and then I said,
you wrote your version, then watched Jordan Klepper's to be like, where did he go with it?
No. I wrote my version. And then I stopped. I went to do some breakfast. I put YouTube, and Jordan Klepper was talking about that. And I had my version ready already. So I read the whole thing, and at the end I said, yeah, Bond villain. That's it. Okay, we should cut this because it looks like a confession. I have nothing to confess.
No, leave it in. Here, this is all interesting. No, the whole point of this is,
I wouldn't, if I knew, I would never choose something that is being on the late nights. For me, that's like, if you want to do something.
I think that's interesting because sometimes when we write about topical stuff, sometimes I don't want to watch other comedians' stuff on YouTube or on Instagram because I'm like, fuck, I don't want to know if you say something similar to this. I want at least plausible deniability. So it's weird. And then so I know that feeling. Sometimes I avoid all that shit because I'm like, well, at least I'd rather get out there. I don't want to feel like
anyway, that was like the entry thing, the guy who cheated on the girlfriend, and then I was planning to talk about the Latinos, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
think
the guy
I think
cheating on
there's
the
something funny.
girlfriend.
Huh?
I think there's fun in the guy cheating on the girlfriend. For me, the angle was, this is what he won a bronze medal.
Yeah.
What would he have confessed if he'd got gold?
Yeah.
yeah.
Does he have different levels of confession depending on what medal he wins?
Also,
He's like,
would
damn,
he,
I can't talk about the kids.
would he still confess if he wouldn't won anything? Like you can see the three guys in the
Well,
podium,
yeah.
and he was like, "Excuse me, I got something to say." Like.
I'm sure he had his Epstein Island confession ready if he won gold. He was like, okay, I won gold. I was on the island with Epstein.
If it was gold, he's like, "Fuck you, bitch. I can get someone better now."
There was
I didn't see the actual confession. Did she know when he
Yeah.
confessed, or was she confessing? He was confessing to her, or no?
Because he was honest 2 times. So he told her, and she broke up with him. And 3 months later, he's in the Olympics, and he wants to get her back. So he told the world.
What I mean, he's humiliating himself to try and prove to her how much he cares about her.
Yeah, and now he's humiliating her, because everybody knows who she is. It's like you should keep these things private.
Oh, wait, do people know who she is?
Well, not people, her environment, her family, her friends. Like now she's put her on the spot. Actually, she has answered because there's a tabloid in Norway, and they got to her and she said, anonymously, you don't have a name, so she said, I don't want to talk about this. I wish he wouldn't put me on the spotlight like that. And after that, he said he's sorry for putting her on the spotlight, and now he wants to focus on the Olympians. So that's what happened.
Now he's like, now I want to put the timer just went off. I have a lot of sympathy for guys in that position. I feel like I've been in that position. You're just like desperate for something to work, and you just like you just try these. You're like, maybe this, and then it's only in hindsight years later you're like, God, that
you're
is
like,
terrible.
what did I do? Jesus, why did I do that? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the apology is worse than the thing. But actually, I think this is something that a lot of people know, and I guess maybe I'm wrong, but remember this grand romantic gesture of proposing to your girlfriend in front of your family and Christmas or whatever? Yeah. You're not supposed to do that anymore because you put her in a lot of pressure. So it's not as romantic as it used to be seen. Like so. I guess this guy didn't get the memo.
Yeah, this is kind of the opposite. This is like 10 times worse than proposing. It's like
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I cheated on you with your best friend, and you're like.
Was it her best friend?
No. But who knows? Maybe Now we're talking about.
if it won silver, it would have been his best friend.
Yeah.
You could, if you were on stage, ask the audience, be like, it'd be certainly an interesting conversation in terms of crowd work. Like, would you give him a second chance? Would you I know it would be a nice way if you wanted to explore with an audience.
I'm talking about crowd work.
Would that win anyone back? Would that win someone back? Confessing on an international.
No, you've been made a fool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, now that everybody knows, yes, sure.
I went out with a girl one time, and I was like, and I cheated. No. I went out with this girl one time, and we got on really well, but there was something missing. But we kind of stayed friendly, and or maybe did we? Anyway, a couple of months later, we got back in touch, or maybe I was trying to get back in touch with her. I'm not too sure, or maybe we were just saying I can't actually remember, but we were still in contact some bit anyway. And she was saying, "Hey, I'm seeing this guy." I was like, "Oh, cool," and she's like, "I'm really happy." I was like, "Oh, great." And then we're chatting again. Oh, we must have stayed in touch. Then we were chatting again but 2 months later, she goes, "That guy cheated on me." She was only going out with this guy for like, I would say 2 months, and he cheated on her with her ex. And you're just like, so early, like on some level, I think 5 months or 5 years into a relationship, or 10 or 20 years, is a bit like, look. Not that it's okay anytime, but at least it's understandable. Like 2 or 3 months in, you're like, dude.
Oh, by the way, this guy, they were together. He said like 6 months ago, I met the most beautiful and nice person. So they know each other for like 6 months.
And I cheated on my girlfriend with her.
Yeah, who's he apologizing to? Like, I like your point, Chris. I like your point about. Did you saw me like shivering, because I think that's the funniest part. You know, you can tell he was Peruvian.
Okay,
because
yeah. Well,
everybody's like-
what I was going to say about this is that the thing with this is that the big thing in the news about the Olympics, the Winter Olympics,
We've 60
this time,
seconds left, so maybe
Okay.
let's wrap this up in the next
Is-
60 seconds.
yeah.
Sorry, Chris, go on.
is how warm it is.
because there's no winter anymore. You say.
Yeah, because of no winter. So I think what you're doing is funny, but I think it needs in there to address the fact that for a lot of people, the Winter Olympics is getting too hot.
Yeah, is
But
that
for you, it's still too cold. If you know what I mean. I think
okay.
I think it's worth mentioning because otherwise it's kind of there, and it was there in my mind
Yeah.
that you're talking about how cold it is when the rest of the
Global
world is talking
warming.
about how hot it is.
Okay, thank you for that,
I
Chris.
think that's interesting.
That will close our public episode. Should we make a? Okay,
I
guys.
think wrap it up quickly.
Thank you for staying here. This has been Building an